At this week's Council and Committee of the Whole meeting on September 9th, several key topics were discussed. 2 delegations virtually attended the meeting. The first delegation from Good Energy presented a small business retrofit program offering free lighting equipment and instant rebates in an effort to reduce energy costs. The second delegation was Town Planner Robert Miller, who addressed a proposed bylaw about allowing shipping containers on residential properties. Currently, the bylaw wording doesn't allow for containers on residential lots, but Miller noted that the community largely favors allowing them. Here's tonight's agenda.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Council and Committee of the Whole meeting for September 9th, 2025. First of all, I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Robinson Superior Treaty Territory and that the land on which we gather is a traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and the Métis. Can I have approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting? We're all good with that. Any disclosures of interest? Hearing none, we have 2 delegations tonight, and the first delegation will start off Good Energy Solutions, small business retrofit program, and you'll have 10 minutes from here.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. So basically, I was in Schreiber around a little over a month ago, and I met with Tammy. Jake Thorne had made the connection, and I'm just gonna share my screen with you guys if that's all right. I just kind of wanted to go over the work order estimates that I had shown to Tammy. I don't know if you guys got my request to share.
Yep.
Oh, you got it? Okay. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So to start, I just wanted to go over the brochure. So basically the brochure is just telling us what the program's all about. So Good Energy is just a business that's subcontracted by the IESO, and what the program is doing is giving every small business $3,000 worth of free lighting equipment, and everything on top of the free $3,000 you get instant rebates. So it depends on what lights, like what fixtures you're actually installing. So anywhere from 10 to 15% on top of the free 3,000 is usually what you're going to get from it. So you get the free on-site assessment with that also, which is what I did when I was traveling through Schreiber. Yeah, that's mostly everything there's to know just about the program. And then the first work order I wanted to go over with you guys is the one for the Schreiber Arena. So the important thing to look at is, is the just the participant payment amount. So you guys would be paying $5,300 for all your lights to be changed, but you're also getting that free $3,000, which is right here in the participant incentive amount, and you're also getting an extra $1,170 with the extra rebates on top of that, and your estimated savings per year is around $1,500 right here. So for every work order that I would be sending to Tammy, it'll be telling you all that. So that's option 1 for the arena, and then option 2 would basically be if you just wanted to do the free $3,000. So you won't need to pay anything, and you'll just be getting $650 in savings. Sorry if you guys hear like some background noise, by the way. I'm in college right now, so I'm in like a dorm room, so I can't really control these guys. But yeah, so this would be the free option for the arena. So if you look here, you're getting 14 2x4 fixtures, and that's going to give you around $650 in savings. And the way that we estimate the savings is I put in like the hours for the business. So this is estimating that your lights are going to be on from 8 to 5, and that's how they're coming up with that number. And I know with the arena, they used to have those old T12 bulbs, which use a lot of energy. So that's why we're kind of like, if you don't want to pay, that's fine. The 650 would still like save you quite a bit per year. And this is the municipal center. So this would be option 1 for the municipal center. And I think for this one, we had around 19,000 for the whole municipal center. And I know that Tammy had told me that you guys wouldn't be able to fit this into the budget for this year. But what we can do is if you are wanting to go ahead with the full amount for next year, you could budget in for next year, and we would order the materials now and like lock in this price, because the price of the lighting will go up if we would wait till next year for it. But again, there's no pressure to pay. Like we're just kind of, she wanted me to present it to you guys, and then we could also go ahead with the free 3,000 and you wouldn't have to pay anything. But your estimated savings for the municipal center would be around 2,600 per year. So you're getting the free 3,000, and then you're saving 2,600 per year, and then you're also getting an extra 4,000 for the municipal center option 1. The option 2 for the municipal center, again, just the free 3,000, you're getting around 690 in savings per year. You're getting around 48 of the 1x4 fixtures that I had counted in there. So it's a pretty good deal. If you guys have any questions, like feel free to hop in. I'd love to answer some. I know there's some things that I might forget, because it is like this includes permits also. It includes labor. It includes materials. So there isn't going to be like any unexpected fees. The only fee that you might have to worry about is if you need a lift. But I know like with the arena, the lights that we would be changing are going to be in those hallways, so you wouldn't need to pay for a lift or anything like that. Or if you have your own lift, then you could just provide a lift for the electrician, which is something you guys would work out with Jake. But this is the rec center. So for the rec center, they also had those T12 bulbs in there. So your savings are going to be pretty high. You're basically, the total retrofit cost for this one's around 17 grand, and you'll be getting it for 10 with through the program, and you'll also be saving almost 2,500 annually. So you're making your money back in around 4 years, and pretty much you get a return on your investment in 4 years. You also get warranty on the materials for 5 years, and you get warranty on the labor for a year. So if one of these lights for some reason I haven't heard like any complaints, I haven't gotten any feedback from the ones that I have done, but if for some reason it does fail, then within the first year we would reinstall it for free, and then if it was like 3 years from now, you would have to pay the labor to get it fixed. That's option 1 for the rec center, and then this would be option 2. So option 2 is I'm on the wrong one here. Rec center. Sorry about that. This is option 2 for the rec center. So for the rec center, you'd still be getting around 400 in savings for the year, and you wouldn't be paying anything. That's basically it. And there was also North Shore Family Health Team, which was 10,000 for the work order, but again, it was a $15,000 work order. Your savings are a little less here because I don't know if they had the T12 bulbs. Oh, they did, but they were just the 1x4 fixtures, so it's not as much savings, but again, still pretty significant. And you're also getting the extra 2,000 on top of the 3,000 for free because of the instant rebates. And this is option 2 for the North Shore family. So yeah, this is would be, you're still getting $300 in savings, the free 3,000. And yeah, that was basically it. I think if you guys have any questions, like, I'd gladly like to answer them. I know Catherine can help me out too. Catherine is the owner of Good Energy, so she knows a little bit more than me about it if there's anything I can't answer for you. But
yeah, Nick, we're going to go over the work orders in detail later on in the agenda here, but maybe you can describe the program a little bit more as to next steps should we decide to move forward. Or if we don't agree to put it in 2026 budget next year, that minimum 3,000 that we already get through the program, maybe we can just talk about how that all works.
yeah, for sure. So if you guys just want to go ahead with the free 3,000, the next step would be signing. There's signing the work order. And once you sign it, it doesn't lock you into anything, you're not paying anything or whatever. It's basically just, we'll take the signature so we can order the materials. And we're basically like mini project managers for you guys. So we get a local contractor usually. So we're going to get Jake for you guys, Jake Thorne. And we would line it up for a day that works for you guys, and he would come install it. And once he installs it, you guys would get a pre-signature, you have to sign the pre-signature or post-signature to confirm the work's been done, and then we pay the contractor with that free 3,000. So there won't be anything that's coming from you guys basically. But even if you went with option 1 where you are paying, you are not paying until the work's done, and the contractor is getting paid from us. So he can't go in. What happens a lot with contractors is they go in, they do an assessment, and then they get in the ceiling and they're like, oh, well, the wiring is so messed up, and oh, I can't do this, I'm gonna need to get paid more, and all this stuff. We pay them based on a fixture per fixture basis. There's set rates, and they know this when they take the job. So there's no the price isn't gonna go up. What you see is what you're gonna get basically. Yeah, so the next step would basically just be signing them, and you send them back to me, and I put them into the system, and we get it QA/QC checked, it's called, and then we order the materials, and that's basically it for you. For your guys' part, it's just the signature, and then we'll obviously keep in touch with you guys and let you know how what step of the process we're in.
But just a quick question, so council understands. So if council decided to go with the complete program, the township pays up front and receives the rebates at a later date, correct? When it's over?
No, they don't pay for the full work order. They pay once the work is done. The rebates are automatically put in that price. So if you look at the arena, you're gonna pay the 5,364 once the work is completed. So you're not paying this total. This is what the total amount would be, this 10,000. But if you didn't have any rebates or anything, so you're just paying the amount after the rebates have already been
So the rebates would go back to the company, not to the township?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I jump in here? Sorry, hi guys. So when you sign a work order for the full amount, then we pay the contractor for the labor, and then Good Energy would invoice you for the participant payment contractor. That part Good Energy would invoice the township for that part, and you would pay Good Energy.
And if we chose the option to go with the 3,000, we can get 3,000 worth of fixtures changed in the building and not pay a cent to you.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, then it becomes just the ISO, Good Energy, and the contractor.
Okay. Anybody got any other questions?
I have one question. It might be in there, but it's pretty small on my screen. What is the replacement cost per fixture compared to what we have existing?
So for your 2x4 fixture, it's around $198. per unit. So that would include the cost of labor and everything like that also.
Okay, thanks.
The other thing about that is from the looks of your work orders, you guys have a lot of T12s, which always excites me when I walk in and see that, because we can save you a lot of dollars by upgrading from T12s to LED. There was a program back in the day, I've been doing this since 2010, and back in the day we went from T12s to T8s.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going back, they're allowing us to go back and go from T8 to LED. But jumping from T12 to your LED, you're going from like a T12 fixture 4 lamp, you're looking at 172, I think it is, and we drop you down to 50 kilowatt on the, or 40 kilowatts on the 2x4 LED fixture. So your savings is substantial by going to the new fixtures.
Are there any other questions or anything? Yeah, like she said, the savings are definitely, like, you can see the big difference between if you guys had T8s or T12s. You're usually getting your investment back within 5 years if you're upgrading to LED from a T12.
So I have a question. So if we took the free stuff this year and then next year decided to change everything out, would there still be, will this program still be available to us?
So I think it wouldn't, I don't know, Catherine, what do you think about that? Like,
So it's a one-time deal. So they let us come in, and what you decide to do, they don't let us go back once the project's been completed and you've used the 3,000. They don't let us go back and finish at a later date or another year.
Thank you.
So you would basically be missing out on like that extra like 1,170 in the instant rebates. I think that's why they do it, is to try to help like push people to pay to get it all done instead of like taking the 3,000 and maybe coming back and see, So I'm not sure, but.
Okay.
The other thing is budget-wise, if you guys want to do, like if you have a bit of budget in your 2025, we can do some this year and some next year if you want to budget that way. Or if you want to go, yeah, you know what, we'd like to do it all, but we'd like to start in January. That's not a problem. If you sign now, we'll just put a note in there saying that you requested to have the work done in 2026. The other thing with this is they do frameworks. So this framework goes to the end of 2026, and then we don't know what happens. Like we're always like, it kind of runs on a 3-year interval where you have a framework, and then in 3 years they review everything and say, hey, should we keep this going? Should we stop it? How do we want to look at this? So we're always kind of in limbo, but we do have to the end of 2026 in the framework we're in for this year program.
Okay, no, that's good. Thank you very much for the presentation, and it's later on in our agenda, we'll be talking about it. So I appreciate it.
Sure.
Beautiful.
And just, yeah, come back to us if there's anything like, we kind of like to do this, can we do this? Like, if you look at it and budget-wise, you want to juggle some stuff, just come back and we'll talk. We'll see what we can do under the program perimeters.
I'm sure Tony will be talking to you within the next few days or whatever.
Sure.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for giving us the time.
Have they done other municipalities? Yes. What
Thank you,
other
Jim.
municipalities have you already done?
You asked what businesses have we already done?
No, municipalities.
We're working with I'm working with White River right now. I know we've done a lot of work in Sudbury and Thunder Bay and Perry Sound, basically everywhere from Barrie to Thunder Bay, Fort Francis. That's what we take care of, like we take care of the north, but I know that there's another side that takes care of like basically from Barrie to London, Toronto, like Southern Ontario also.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, because we just had some come through Township of Iroquois Falls. We just did a bunch of work for them. Township of Temagami, we did a bunch of work for them. They've done it. City of Greater Sudbury, we've done a lot of their buildings. We're still in the process. Yeah, does that help you out? Is that maybe not
Yeah,
closer to you?
that's perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else? Once, twice? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys.
Thank you, Nick.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a second delegation. Robert Miller, our planner, gonna fill us in on CCANs.
Well, it's nice to be here.
Good to see you.
I far prefer to be sitting in the room with you, but it's just the way the technology is these days. But I'm old school that way, I guess. I had the impression I was asked to be here tonight to talk to you from Rhonda.
Yeah,
I know you've had several meetings. You've been to the public, and I understand there's been some issues come up, some things that were highly questionable or not to be easily understood. And as much as anything, I'd like to find out from you exactly where the problems are. I've gone over the bylaw that I drafted for you and that we went through once before back in March, April, and revised. Rhonda sent me a copy of a bylaw that an old friend of Schreiber wrote, Mr. Don MacArthur, up in, or I should say down, I guess, from you guys in South River. And it is a sort of a modified version of a bylaw that I wrote already. I think he took it from another municipality. I know where it came from in Terry Sound, and he's modified that. I mentioned this, Rhonda, that I was familiar with it. I don't know exactly what the issues are. Probably the fact that the bylaw doesn't permit containers the way it's written in the urban areas. It permits them. And that's the basics, I guess. In the rural area, the commercial areas, highway and general, industrial and extractive. The bulk of Ontario probably doesn't want to see them in residential areas because they're urban and they're small lots. The way this bylaw is that I drafted for you was that minimum lot size would be an acre or half a hectare before you could have one of these things put in. That's the way it's drafted. I suspect that's where the issue is. Even though the way it's written, it does not permit them in the residential areas. The rest of it, if it did permit them in the residential areas, would work, I think, if the density was taken out. And I noticed that MacArthur took the density out of his. And the density, and by that I mean where it says no case a shipping container permitted on a lot having an area less than an acre or half a hectare. I haven't been in on any of your meetings, but I'm suspecting that that's where the issue lies. If you could fill me in a little bit, I could,
yeah.
you know, you pitch some problems at me, I could probably help out here.
So the big,
I'm very much aware of the fact that the residential area of Schreiber is a hell of a lot different from the residential area of Toronto or Barrie. And I'm guessing that the 1 acre minimum was a problem. I don't know. Or, the whole issue of zoning for this, to pre-zone and allow them as of right, or to require rezoning. We're in a whole new area in Ontario now, right across. Everybody's got the same rules against them if there's a rezoning application. There's no opportunity for a neighbor or a third party to appeal against it. So it's a deal between the municipality and the applicant. That's a whole new world. Otherwise, every time you had one of these planning applications, 9 times out of 10 used to have somebody with a problem, and they could, for $300 they could fire off an appeal and slow everything down. Now those days are gone now, so I don't know if that was an issue. Maybe if you could fill me in on where things are bound down right now, I could maybe help you out. As I say, I'm here at your request, so I would like to be able to help.
Okay, so the issues, when we had our public meeting was the lot size. So the 1 acre minimum, that was a problem because most of the residential lots in town are not an acre. The other thing was that it's the residents who are wishing to use them in residential zones where the bylaw would not permit that. So that's where council had a bit of a conflict. You know, is there some give to this? And how would that affect the zoning bylaw? Can we?
Well, you can ask me to write a zoning bylaw to do anything you want. It's your bylaw. I drafted up something and we've been kicking it around. If the feelings of the people of Schreiber are that you don't mind having, we call them sea cans or shipping containers, of a small size that you're putting in here, if they don't mind that, then that's I guess the will of the public, and if you're all right with that, the bylaw can be written that way. That's essentially what MacArthur did with his, but again, his does not allow. That's in South River. That's quite a ways south of here. His does not allow in the residential area. But if you want to allow it in the residential area and then have setbacks as are built into this bylaw enforced in the residential area, that's a decision. I understand nobody really was opposed to that at your public meeting. But that's my memory of it. I think it was in March or April. I didn't attend that, but that was my impression. So the bylaw can be written to do anything you want it to do. If you want to enact what the public wants, I can do that. Not a problem.
Mr. Miller, are we setting so overwhelmingly, I think my impression is that we would like to allow these sea cans on residential properties. However, we keep being warned that that's kind of out of the provincial standard of what other communities are doing. So I guess my question is, are we setting ourselves up for issues down the road by writing a bylaw to allow these on residential lots?
There's no provincial standard.
Okay.
In this case. They're not mentioned in the provincial planning statement. They are dealt with in terms of minimum area, I believe, in the building code. What you're putting yourself in for is people who might not get involved in planning at all, and might find all of a sudden somebody's got a gigantic sea can in their backyard for storing garden equipment and that kind of thing, right next to the fence. Me personally, I'd have a problem. I'd have a problem with that. But a lot of people live right next door to garages in the backyard too. So I live in development here where we've got a back laneway with a garage on, so we have the garages all at the back. And it's a bit of a pain in the neck. I'll get into it, why it is, but it's almost better to have the parking out the front. Well, the shipping containers are pretty big, so if you've got a small lot, it's going to dominate the rear yard, and it's going to be highly visible to the neighbors. That's where zoning comes in. You know, if you buy a house and it's got R1 on it, you look in the bylaw and you can see what's permitted. You can see what your neighbors are permitted to do, and if that's fine. If nobody in town really has a problem with thinking about a shipping container in a neighbor's backyard, as long as it's set back maybe a meter or something like that from the side yard. If it's an accessory use, like they put a garden shed back there, you guys are restricting them. So far, you're restricting them to total length of 6 meters, like 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's about half size. Some of them are as small as 10 feet. MacArthur had his down to, MacArthur's got his at 10 feet, 3 meters. Maximum, oh, sorry, that's maximum height and length. Oh, he's the same as you, 20 feet, 6.1 meters. I refer to Don because I've only seen him once since he left Schreiber, but he's a pretty square shooter and a good thinker, and he's come up with something that they're willing to work with there, but the type of municipality, South River is considerably further south than Schreiber, and gets a heck of a lot less snow than Schreiber. So, you know, it's not exactly the same feeling. But if you feel that none of your ratepayers would be opposed to it, I'm not opposed to it. There's no provincial policy or provincial standard being offended. Everybody's different. What my job is to make happen under the Planning Act what you folks decide. I just draft it up for you and you pass it. And if you think that the people in Schreiber in general wouldn't mind having shipping containers next door to them in the backyards, not everybody's going to do it, but they're an awfully handy thing to have. There's no question about it. And if you've got some equipment that you use in your business or even around the property, lawnmowers, snow blowers, all the rest of it, even a car, you can store a car in these things. I've got a garage I can't even open. I can only open one door in my car. The garage is so small, it's about the same size as one of these things. It's just the way they are these days. But anyway, I'm sort of jumping around, but whatever you want to do, whatever you feel would fit in Schreiber, I can build it for you and build it to fit the bylaw, and to avoid putting people through a zoning amendment or a variance or a site plan agreement or any of that stuff. What you're talking about is a bylaw that would be freestanding and be permissive across the municipality. And I can do that for you if you want that. I'm not opposed to that. My original reaction, the way I drafted it for you, was the way I think the majority of them are drafted, but the majority of people in the province live in big urban areas. And it's a different situation in Schreiber. You get snow, the likes of which the majority of people in Ontario never see it that much. And it's a handy thing to have a storage container for things that you don't want all covered with snow. Even the snow blower is nice to pull it out all cleaned off and ready to go. So that's my position on it.
Okay,
I don't want you to feel like I'm opposed to it.
Okay.
no, that sounds good. Does anybody got any questions for Robert?
No,
yeah.
I think it's,
I'm good.
I think it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody will get back to you once we figure it out ourselves.
All right.
Okay,
I'm
Rhonda?
I'm totally open to you. You just use me however you want. And I can build whatever you want. I think you've got 95% of what's ready to go here.
Okay.
It's just a political decision to move forward and allow it.
Okay, you got a question, Benji? Okay,
No, that, sorry, that was this hand.
oh,
Sorry.
Thanks, Robert.
okay, well,
Robert.
thank you then, Robert.
Nice to see you guys.
Okay,
Thanks.
take care.
you.
Now I gotta figure out how to get out of here. Oh, there we go. Bye for now.
Okay. Okay, question period.
None.
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 Okay then. Moving on, minutes of previous meetings. Can work this here. Resolution 270 -25. Moved by Councilor McGrath, seconded by Councilor Morrow, that the minutes of the council and committee of the whole meeting held August 12th, 2025 be accepted as circulated. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 271-25. Moved by Councilor Bergeau, seconded by Councilor Morrow, that the minutes of the special council meeting held August 21st, 2025 be accepted as circulated. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Business arising from the minutes, committee of the whole recommendations. Resolution 272-25. Moved by Councilor McGrath, seconded by Councilor Morrow, that council accept the quotation from Northern Computers and Communications in the amount of $2,544.99, excluding applicable taxes for a motorized versatile professional heavy-duty TV mobile cart and a Hisense 75-inch smart Google TV. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 273-25. Moved by Councilor Bergeau, seconded by Councilor McGrath, that council transfer to the infrastructure reserve 1,500 as budgeted in bylaw 31-2025 for 2026 election costs. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 274-25, moved by Councilor Morrow, seconded by Councilor McGrath, that council transfer to the fire truck reserve 11,000 as budgeted in bylaw 31-2025. All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 275-25, moved by Councilor Morrow, seconded by Councilor McGrath, that council transfer to water and sewer reserve $27,895 as budgeted in bylaw 31-2025. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 276-25, moved by Councilor Morrow, second by Councilor Bergeau, that council transfer to the water and sewer reserve $23,705 as budgeted in bylaw 31-2025. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 277-25, moved by Councilor McGrath, seconded by Councilor Morrow, that council transfer to the landfill reserve $10,000 as budgeted in bylaw 31-2025. All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 278-25, moved by Councilor Morrow, seconded by Councilor McGrath, that council transfer to the infrastructure reserve $38,336 as budgeted in bylaw 31-2025 for future capital expenses. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 279-25, moved by Councilor Bergeau, seconded by Councilor Morrow, the council transfer from the working capital reserve $150,800 as budgeted in bylaw 31-2025 to fund 2025 operating. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Resolution 280-25, moved by Councilor McGrath, second by Councilor Morrow, that council transfer from the fire equipment reserve $3,000 as budgeted in bylaw 31-2025 towards the old fire hall building renovations. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 281-25, moved by Councilor Morrow, seconded by Councilor McGrath, the council declare that 2009 Chevrolet Silverado regular cab as a surplus asset to be disposed of. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 282-25, moved by Councilor McGrath, seconded by Councilor Morrow, that council accept the quotation from EMCO Corporation Western Supplies in the amount of $4,045.05 excluding applicable taxes to replace the water parts used on Ontario street water fix. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 283 -25, moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that the Council of the Township of Schreiber support resolution OPP 2025-023 of the Grey Bruce Detachment Board with respect to an appeal to the Ministry of the Solicitor General for reinstatement of the provincial funding. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Okay. Seriously. 284 -25, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Burgeot, that whereas under the former Police Services Act 1990, municipalities receive provincial grant funding to offset the costs associated with the appointment of provincial representatives to local police services board, and whereas the Community Safety and Policing Act 2019 came into effect on April 1st, 2024, consolidating multiple individual police services boards into regional OPP detachment boards, thereby streamlining governance across jurisdictions. And whereas the establishment of the detachment boards under this CSPA has resulted in a reduction in the number of provincial appointees required in the OPP police municipalities, yielding cost savings for the province of Ontario. And whereas the CSPA was designed to enhance community engagement and local governance in policing, yet the withdrawal of provincial funding undermines this intent by shifting the financial burden entirely onto municipalities and local taxpayers. And whereas during the development of both the 2024 and 2025 board budgets, it was understood that provincial funding would be provided in support of detachment board operations. And whereas it has since been confirmed that the province will not be providing the anticipated contribution of $6,600, an amount previously expected as part of ongoing provincial support. Now therefore be it resolved that a formal request be submitted to the Premier of Ontario and the Ministry of the Solicitor General, respectfully requesting the reinstatement of the annual $6,600 in funding to support the ongoing operation and governance of the North Superior OPP Detachment Board. And that a copy of this resolution be circulated to all participating municipalities with the detachment board area, as well as a member of Parliament, MPP, for Thunder Bay Superior North. All those in favor? Carried. Accounts for payment, resolution 285-25, moved by Councillor Burgeot, seconded by Councillor Morrow, that checks issued on the general bank account in the month of August 2025 in the amount of $275,114.77 for general accounts payable be approved and ratified. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 286-25, moved by Councilor Morrow, second by Councilor McGrath, that bank debits issued on the general bank account in the month of August 2025 in the amount of $86,301.05 for payroll be approved and ratified. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Unfinished business, resolution 287-25, moved by Councilor McGrath, seconded by Councilor Morrow, that the Township of Schreiber bursary in the amount of $500 be awarded to Zoe Kraus. All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 288-25, moved by Councilor Bergeau, seconded by Councilor McGrath, that the Township of Schreiber bursary in the amount of $500 be awarded to Grady Nesbitt. All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 289-25, moved by Councilor Morrow, second by Councilor McGrath, that bylaw 37-2025 being a bylaw to provide for the regulation, management, and maintenance of the cemeteries of the corporation and Township Schreiber, known as Schreiber Cemetery and Worthington Base Cemetery, be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion?
So this is the bylaw that I had brought to council previously, and the recommended changes of removing the section where there would be the storage of a deceased person in the vault during the winter months was allowed. We've removed that. We're saying that there will be no winter burials subject to the ground, I guess, however frozen the ground is, and that we will not be offering the storage in the vault.
So,
Okay.
okay,
So just to be a little clearer, we'll be carrying on the way that we have been back in the dinosaur ages when I worked.
Yeah.
So,
No. Winter burials were allowed until 2023. There was never anything in the bylaws until 2023 that prohibited winter burials. The changes were made in 2023.
just,
Okay. So this one is, we went through this.
so we passed 35-2023,
Right.
and we said
there shall not be any in-ground interments between October 31st and May 1st.
Okay,
That's 35, 2023. And then there was 2 amendments to that bylaw. So 44, 2023, was to make a change for the name of the building. And then bylaw 55, 2023 was to add the definition for care and maintenance fund. And those were the only 2 amendments. In 2000, we went back as far as 2015, and it was the exact same, where it said no internments.
No.
so 35, 2023 says, there shall be no in-ground internments between October 31st and May the 1st. Council may by consensus extend these dates. Right?
Right. So, let me see.
In-erments and disinterments, there shall not be any in-ground interments between October 31st and May the 1st. Council may by consensus extend these dates. That was different from the 2015 bylaw, because the 2015 bylaw allowed for internments and inurnments.
Allow for interments.
Internments, but not in-erments. Okay. And then subsequent, the 35, 2023 said we would offer vault storage if necessary.
And no winter burials.
And no, right, we said, yeah. Well, we said no winter burials, but we said, but council may by consensus extend these dates.
Yeah. But up until that point, there was no mention under interments in the cemetery bylaw that they were not allowed during the winter months.
Right, so that was the change. But we could, it was up to council. Okay. Yeesh. So 37, 2025 then, the change from 2023 is still no winter burials, unless changed by council, but now we're not offering any winter storage.
Right. So the 2015, inurnment and disurnment, there shall not be any in-ground inurnments between October 31st and May 1st. So it was the oh my goodness. Inurnments. Sorry.
But since we have not had any storage, then we just basically were not following 35, 2023.
Correct.
We had just elected not to
We've done
follow
winter
it.
burials for the last 2 years.
Okay, we've done winter burials. So the difference for this 37, 2025 is we're taking out the winter storage, or the vault availability.
Right.
Am I right,
We're also saying, we're not saying that there will be no winter burials. It's cloudy.
No, we are saying that.
No, we're saying
Exactly what
that
you're
there shall be no in-ground interments between October 31st and May the 1st.
Yeah.
Note, council may by consensus extend these dates.
I think we gotta get better wording in that.
Okay.
I think we gotta get better wording. I don't think we'll do it with an amendment tonight, so.
Okay.
Or do you wanna do an amendment tonight?
Well, I guess so I guess.
I mean, the better wording would be, there will be winter burials unless circumstances beyond the township's control, and then they would have to.
Well, the dates would change. It's at the discretion of council.
Yeah, like I think by saying that would be confuse it more.
Yeah.
Because whose discretion is it? Is it yours?
The
Is
guy's
it
digging a
mine?
hole.
Exact, yeah, but
Right?
It does- is
I
it
can't
based
dig a
on-
hole. Okay.
is it based on, no, I can't rent tobacco or I can't
Yeah, no, I
the
don't know.
weather?
I don't know.
Like,
I'm just.
Okay, so I see to me, there's two issues. There's the bearing in the winter, and then there's the whole vault idea.
mhm.
So bearing in winter, we have up until this point, even though we said by consensus of council, we have been, if there would needed to be, have we ever said, Cecilia, have we ever said no, we will not bury in the winter?
No,
This-
many years.
And somebody that came in.
We've done it.
We've said we can't bury you in that spot
Okay,
and buried them
That's a
in
good
buried them in another spot. And then the family was okay with it, but
Right.
we were made to move it in the spring.
So you,
Yes.
okay,
okay.
I don't know if that was before.
I have never encountered that, no.
Okay.
that's a
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need better wording around that, some kind of change that makes more sense. Or you wanna leave it, up to you, like what you guys think.
No, I think we gotta do better. I think we gotta do better wording, so I think we'll just defeat
Okay.
this for tonight.
Can we just handle the whole vault issue? Are we going to have a vault?
No. No, I'm a no on that one.
Okay, because that's something that we've had in place for the last 2 years, and I'm in agreement with you. That no. What's your feeling?
No, I'm good with that.
No vault.
Yeah, no, I'm good
Okay.
with that. I mean, we gotta clear this cemetery one up before the winter flies.
Okay.
Sorry, the snow flies. You're good with that, Benji?
Yeah, I agree with that after after the discussion we had, whenever that was, about the the terms of who was gonna be handling the vault. It was just too messy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got messy at that point, for sure.
Yeah, and that was just last November. Like it was less than a year ago. We had that big conversation where we said, "Oh boy."
Okay, so, you wanna come back to the table after? Like, not tonight.
yeah, for sure.
You've heard it.
So,
Yeah.
so we'll defer it to, the 23rd, I believe it is?
Yeah. To clean up some of the language, but we're all in agreement. The vault stays out.
Yep.
Because Rhonda's taking that out, so I just want to make sure we're giving her good direction. We're going to leave that out.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, defer it till,
Just
next
right
council meeting.
on the very bottom.
Pardon?
Deferred, just right on the very bottom, deferred.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so which resolution is that, sorry?
That was 289.
289, so. Resolution 290-25, moved by Councillor McGrath, and second by Councillor Burgeot. That bylaw 38-2025 being a bylaw to authorize the execution of an agreement between the Township of Schreiber and Clos Darling Limited be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Okay, that does it for that portion of the meeting. We'll move on to the committee of the whole portion. Department reports and committee/board minutes. Number one, monthly update from the CAO.
Okay, so the finance department has been busy with, excuse me, bank recs and processing payments. Craig was back, so they were really good to utilize him while he was here and pick his brain for his expertise, which is awesome. We were expecting to receive the 2023 year-end paperwork from Grant Thornton. However, the young lady who is handling it took ill, so there is a delay. I'm not sure if we have a new date scheduled with her, but we can certainly find out. Public Works, the summer operations are winding down. The students are headed back to school, and I'd just like to extend my appreciation to the team for working together and ensuring that the work was completed. So awesome job, team. Recreation, the summer programs have winded down. Also, the fall fair and winter carnival are in the process of being planned and are sure to be well attended. The economic development department. So the Love Your Local Business gift card contest was a big success. A winner was picked by the mayor last Friday. She was notified and was ecstatic and walked away with, I think it was $550
Yeah.
worth of gift certificates, so that's awesome. Administration, of course, Cecile is busy with the paperwork for the summer students leaving and getting our council packages and payroll reconciliations completed. Bonnie is in 2020, I believe now for, no, 2020, no, what was it, 2004?
2010.
2010. I'm way off. For the bylaws in her scanning, so that's good. She's making really good progress, so thank you, ladies. Karen's been busy with the summer with grass violations, as we've seen, and animal complaints. Property standards will always be an ongoing issue. The senior center, the barbecue season is coming to a close, so I just want to say thank you to the senior center volunteers who make events like this a reality for our residents. Kathy continues to be a strong leader from afar, but we miss her dearly and look forward to having her back in the office.
And didn't they just hit 500?
They
Yeah.
did just hit 500
It's
members.
awesome.
Yes.
It's
So-
like half our town.
Yeah, so I kind of chose a quote just to say at the end of my report here, just because teamwork is so important. So Henry Ford wrote this quote: "If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself." So thank you to the team for all your hard work.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two, your CAO's report on the Integrity Commissioner proposals.
Okay, just waiting for it to load.
Yeah.
There we go. So we did put out the RFP to several different companies and law firms who do provide integrity services. We only received back 2 proposals. One was from, gosh, this is small, Little Consulting and Providty Municipal Consulting. So I broke down the 2. I went on their websites too, just to kind of see if they had any other municipality experience or what all they offered. So just by going through the 2 packages, it would be my recommendation that since we've been dealing with PMC as well for the last several months, we kind of know what they're all about and what kind of services they provide, that they would be my recommended choice to provide Integrity Commissioner and closed investigative services. Any questions?
Yeah. I just have one, Rhonda, because
Mhm.
when we started with this, that was like back in 2023 with Rosalie.
Yep.
She split up integrity commissioners and closed meeting investigators that they perform separate activities.
Mhm.
And then in July, when we had said, okay, we're going to put an RFP out,
Mhm.
we were looking for integrity commissioner and a closed meeting investigator.
Right.
So here is my one little concern.
Yep.
His whole submission,
Mhm.
he only speaks about integrity commissioner. He doesn't add anything in there about closed meeting. So
It's the same.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not. Apparently they're separate functions.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is, then
But it can be the same, okay,
it could be the same company.
That's
It's
right.
it's different functions.
that's right.
So can he just add something to that? I'm not looking to get somebody new, but can he just add closed meeting investigation delivery? I'm going to assume it's going to be at the same price,
Of course.
right? I've got no issue with this quote. I have no issue with your selection.
Yeah.
It just makes me a little nervous that he spends no time talking about being a closed meeting investigator. Just that you have, do you know what I mean? The same people to call to. is
Yeah,
my
for sure.
thinking.
I can ask them to revise
That
that
was-
for sure.
That was the only thing that I thought, yeesh.
But it's essentially the same person. It's two different types of investigations.
Right.
That's all. That's
Yeah.
what the difference is.
Exactly. So I just want him to outline that
Yeah.
he'll do the second type of investigation, which is the closed meeting.
So there is no rule that states that you have to have two separate.
No. Oh, they can be the same person
They
easily.
can be, yes.
Yeah, I just that he doesn't, I looked at his quote and looked at, like I read right through the whole thing, it looks good, but not once does he mention that he's gonna
Sure.
do that.
Yep.
That's all I would ask, even if it just, I don't know, one paragraph or something.
Yeah.
Just to say, you're quite right, he can do both. I got no issue with that, but just because he doesn't mention it in his quote, which by the way is nicely done, it just worries me, that's all.
Okay.
And it's not for even right now, it's just, you know what I mean, down the line, you go, oh God, we don't have one of those. Yeah, we do. I just want to see something in there,
Sure.
just to clarify, but I have no issue with the pricing or anything.
So
Anybody else?
does council want to wait then until the letter comes back?
We can probably do it all at.
I would say go ahead, just as long as he adds something that we have, he'll do both functions.
You
We'll
can
do the
probably talk to him, well, tomorrow's
Tomorrow.
pretty busy
Yeah.
for,
No, I'll talk to him.
yeah?
Yep.
You're gonna fit that in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The pricing looks phenomenal. And the reviews look good. I have no issue with that, just that he's gonna do both functions for us.
Yep.
Please and thank you.
Okay.
Okay, number 3, CEO of the Beautification Committee Storage Shed Report.
Okay, so I had put this in there. One of our staff members had made a suggestion that at the cemetery there was a 10 by 10, or he wasn't sure if it was 10 by 10 or 10 by 12 shed that was built beside the vault that could be utilized for the beautification committee to store their planters, watering stuff, or gardening materials, whatever, in there. Rather than build the shed that was purchased through Amazon. So I had asked Tammy to check into Amazon to see if it was an option to return the shed that we had purchased. We found out that it's too late, so we are stuck with the shed. But this also depended on whether or not council was going to go ahead with the storage of deceased remains in the vault, or if they weren't. Because if they were, then we could never put tractors and gardening stuff or lawnmowers in that particular shed. It would have to be left very clean. So now that we know that council's decided that there won't be, then that vault could be utilized, or it could be left on its own. The cemetery's equipment stays in the red shed at the cemetery, and we go ahead and build this one for the beautification committee. Or we surplus it, or it's up to council really, how they wanna go.
I can add on to that. I talked to Debbie from the Beautification Committee and give her the idea of the red siding shed. And so she talked to her committee and they're all for it. And then she stopped me a couple days later and she said that's gonna work out really, really well if we choose that one, cause they didn't think of water back here. And they would rather have the water, so I mean, they got water right outside the shed, that red shed, so.
Well,
I mean, we can either choose to sell that shed or put it in storage. I mean, we're gonna use it somewhere
yeah,
within a year or two, probably.
well, whatever they're happy with, I'm
Yeah.
good with.
Or you can sell it, like,
To me, yeah, I mean, now that we know what we're doing and not doing with that building, I would say move it. If you want to store this new shed for a year and then after a year say, okay, we're gonna sell it, or sell it now. Either way, I would say
Yeah,
the new shed surplus.
what's the cost of the new shed? The one from Amazon?
It was $700.
Yeah, so somebody could always, if you wanted a surplus, somebody could always use a shed.
yeah.
At some
Yeah.
point, we don't have to do it today.
No. But I'm thinking the beautification committee will soon want to know where they can store planters, empty planters.
Yeah.
But I agree with the mayor. Let's
Yeah,
let them
no,
just store it, yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, they're happy with it right there.
Okay.
Like I say, they got water right there.
So now we don't need to have that new shed built.
Right.
Okay. And that's, I think, what you're buying.
And,
Rhonda, that's what you're looking for, yes?
Yes, but
Okay.
and
Councilor Bryson?
Yeah, I'd agree, say store it, it's probably worth $1,200 now, so. Can you hear me? Hello?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
Good point.
Oh, okay. My connection's going in and out, so I don't know if you,
Yeah, I will store it.
Yeah, store it. If we don't use it in a year, then we can surplus it.
but somebody's gonna want it somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And it's brand new. Tell me it's like movable,
It's still in boxes.
Still in boxes.
so we can just pick up the boxes and put them in that
Can either store.
the hydro shed.
Store it in the storage shed.
Put in a storage room down here, put it wherever, put it
Okay.
in storage.
Okay. Beautiful. And Rhonda, you will let the beautification committee know?
Yep.
Excellent.
Okay, treasurer report, capital budget variance for January, June 2025.
So when the January to June budget variance report was presented at the August the 12th meeting, there were 3 questions on the capital projects that were listed. So clarification was requested to be brought forward to this meeting. The first item was the Public Works Garage breakers, and there was a resolution that was passed. It was 30824, passed November 26, 2024, approving the quote from Claude Darling to replace the existing leaking boiler. So it was confirmed that the actual work on that boiler did not happen until the end of January 2025. Therefore, it is, the expenses are 2025 expenses. At the time that the report was presented to council and the resolution was passed, there was no indication because it wasn't a budgeted project in 24, and it was missed in the 2025 budget. So the question would be, in 25, are you waiting to see where you end up, or are you ready to commit to do pass a resolution to transfer the money from infrastructure? Would be my suggestion if that's what you were going to do. It can either be through taxation or through infrastructure. And you don't have to make a decision right now. It's just food for thought. The next
But we can't make it taxation. We've already set up taxation, right?
you have,
So it's gonna have to come out it's gonna have to come out of reserve.
it would either be, yes,
Okay.
I would say that is a 99%
Okay.
opportunity based on how
Okay.
much has gone that hasn't been in the budget.
Okay.
Okay, the second item was the municipal complex roof. So in 2024, Dykstra performed roof repairs on the municipal complex roof, and that was approved by bylaw 1724, which those items, that agreement was completed and paid through the infrastructure reserve as budgeted. And I got, attachment B as a copy of that bylaw. Unfortunately, the roof above the entranceway to the municipal complex continued to leak subsequent to their 2024 work, and they returned in early 25. The amount that is in the GL for the budget variance report to June the 30th, there are 4 invoices that make up that total. The first invoice was for an unexpected leak above the IT room and the DSAB office here. That occurred in late January, early February. The second invoice was for repair to the front entrance and above room 111. So this invoice includes the initial assessment in early 25 along with the actual repair in May. So they were back sometime early January and came back in early May to do the work. I have contacted Dykstra, spoke to Tracy, who was supposed to get back to me, and she has not gotten back to me for actual dates of when they were actually on site. Their invoices don't always have those dates on there. The third invoice is for the deck grid inspection that happened as a result of findings provided on May the 13th. And the fourth invoice is for gym wall inspection as a result of findings provided on the 13th. So just to refresh everyone's memory, there was a meeting held on the May the 13th with representatives from Dykstra and the mayor, CAO, director of operations, and myself regarding the state of the roof. The director of operations provided a report to council at the committee of the whole meeting held May the 27th. That's attachment C to this report. And direction from that meeting was that further information was to be brought to the June the 10th meeting. Attachment D is a copy of the check paid to Dykstra for those 4 invoices along with the invoices associated with those roof repairs.
So again, those 4 invoices, that 24,709 has not been assigned. It's probably going to have to come out of reserve.
That's correct.
Okay.
And then the third item was the water treatment plant CL2 analyzer. There was an addition to the council agenda on April the 8th, 2025 to approve this expenditure request from Aqua. Council passed resolution 102-25 approving the purchase at that meeting. And this was for a compliance issue as the analyzer had failed and had to be replaced immediately. So attachment E to this report is a copy of the resolution and the expenditure request from Aqua.
Well, probably come on the water reserve.
Well, I would say yeah, because I looked at the other project and maybe Tammy wants to speak about this. Like, I see like the butterfly valves, the online UVT, the raw meter and install chlorine analyzer, source culverts and screens. I mean, only one of these is in progress. The rest of these are not started. But I'm guessing these projects need to be completed in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the mayor's quite right then. That money, that $9,778, would probably come out of water reserve.
So we want the minutes to reflect that the direction is to transfer the funds from infrastructure for the public works boilers and the municipal complex roof, and then the water treatment plant CL2 analyzer to come from the water reserve. Is that what the direction is? Perfect.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, two from infrastructure, 1 from water, because those repairs are all completed.
Yeah.
They're all done. So. Thanks for the detail, Marlene.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, treasury report, vacant unit rebate program. Off the note.
So this is a housekeeping issue. The Municipal Act provides that there has to be a program for vacant unit rebates. We do have that program in place. There is a section in the act that says that a municipality can opt out of the program as long as they pass a bylaw. So why it's a housekeeping issue is in I believe it was 2019, there's a section, the Municipal Act allowed for Section 313 to allow municipalities to opt out of subclass tax reductions. So that means if you had a property that was in the commercial vacant land class previous to that point in time, you had to have reductions to the ratio. Now in 2021, council and since 2021, council has adopted their annual tax ratio bylaw to exclude and to opt out of those subclass tax reductions. So in essence, the two are related because if a property that was eligible in the vacant unit rebate program applied for a vacant unit rebate, and there's an application, there's deadlines, there's criteria, all this kind of stuff. Very difficult to prove that you qualify. But let's say that they did qualify, and we went through and we calculated what that credit, what that rebate would be. It would be zero because there are no subclass reductions anymore. So that's why it's a housekeeping item. We likely should have, in 2021 when we started doing getting rid of the subclass reductions, should have done the vacancy unit rebates as well. So this is just to clean things up.
So, okay. Sorry, does anybody else have any questions? I was looking at this. This is not. My thinking about this was, okay, so I have an industrial piece of land that has a building on it. I've torn it down and unintentionally, whatever, I've been paying my taxes as if there's still a building on there. This program is not what allows for that rebate.
That's correct.
This is just vacant land that's not being used?
It's a vacant unit, so there would have to be a building on the property. There would have to be either 100% of that building or a portion of that building that the individual is saying, hey, I'm not using it for its intended purpose. And then they would have to prove that they're not using it they haven't ceased that operation due to seasonality of the business is one of the things. They can't be using it for storage, so even if they had one chair in there, it would disqualify it. It has to be for a certain period of time. And so the intent is to encourage businesses, commercial or industrial businesses, to, instead of leaving a portion of their building empty, it's for them to lease it out so that there is taxation revenue. If they have ceased operation due to a business decision, it doesn't qualify as a vacant unit rebate, right? And and in that case, that business should be going to impact to be reevaluated because those classes are assessed differently than a residential property would be. In your case, where you're saying that there was a business or a piece of a building and then it was torn down, again, you're not going to do that without a demolition permit. The demolition permit triggers the information to go to MPAC, who gets the assessment, and then they evaluate the property at that point in time.
So that brings up another question. So if I have a chunk of land with, let's say, I don't know, a motel on it, and the motel is empty and I haven't stored anything in there and I'm not using it, I could then go to MPAC to get that reclassed and get my taxes dropped, or I have to use this rebate program?
Most case law on motels, and in fact we did have our own ARB review on that. So if the decision is that the motel is empty because you do not want to have those motel rooms available for sale, that's a business decision. They're not vacant because you're not using them, you're deciding not to rent them.
Okay.
So in that scenario, it wouldn't qualify under the vacant unit rebate program.
That would be, you could have a request for reconsideration.
They could do request for
through
reconsideration.
MPAC,
That's right.
Okay, and that's where it happens. Okay, thanks, Mark. During necessary bylaw to opt out. Okay, that was the only thing. I just was just the more I thought about it, the more I thought, wait a second, are we making decisions that are gonna affect businesses maybe down the road and stuff? But it doesn't sound, because if we don't have any subclass reductions, and this wouldn't work, the way to do that, the way to do anything to change your business would be go through impact.
Yes,
Okay,
because they value the property.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Might
Gotcha.
Bring it.
Okay, then that actually makes sense. Okay.
Okay, Director of Operations, status report.
Okay, so for the water, wastewater treatment plant, I indicated here that we were still waiting for the report to come from the inspector. I did receive that yesterday, actually. You'll have a full report on that next week. Of course, no
For
surprise.
September 23rd, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, yes.
I'm just trying to buy you a little extra time.
So no surprises to anyone. Of course, we did have some non-compliance issues in the report, basically because we had the ESA upgrades happening and we had the infrastructure failure and we were in the state of emergency. So, I mean, none of it was any surprise.
It was like those averages though, right, Tim?
Yeah, it's most of our non-compliance was around the BOD 5s and the TSS 6 sequences. We seen some high flow days that exceeded the capacity during the spring wet weather events. So it's just things like that were mentioned. There's some best practices, so I'll give you a full report on that at the next meeting. The water stats for the water plant is attached for both July and August. No red flags were seen in those stats. I think we're doing pretty good. Aqua will be starting the valve exercise program September 15th. And they have invited one of our public works to accompany them because valve exercising program is a new program that we're starting to meet the inspection reports. It was one of the best practices that was mentioned in the water inspection. So valve exercising, it's something that I will be looking at very carefully and working with both Public Works and Aqua. I do believe that valve exercising, hydrant maintenance, and hydrant flushing can be done all together. And if it's too much to do in 1 year, you can divide your town into 2 zones, and then you alternate your zone from year to year. So we'll be looking at that together when this expert from Aqua is supposed to be in town on the 15th. Sidewalks, Base Concrete has completed that project. We had one deficiency that was outstanding. He was in town yesterday, finished it today. So that project is complete now.
Tommy, can I just back up here?
Sure, yeah, sorry.
About the harmful blue-green algae in Cook's Lake. Is that so easy to misidentify, or?
Yes, it's so I did respond to this concern, and Aqua has a plan in place to monitor for the blue-green algae, and there was none observed in Cook's Lake at all. And they monitor it once a week. If they have concerns during very warm temperatures, then they monitor more than once a week. If there's a suspicion of having the algae in the lake, then they have sample bottles on hand so that they can complete the samples right away and get them off. There was no indication.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why a resident would report that.
It could have been just the way the sun was hitting the water. It could have been different colors. I mean, I wasn't there. I only seen the video.
I wouldn't even know what to look for.
It's really difficult, but blue-green algae looks like a pea soup in your water, and it tends to sink during the day and rise at night. Okay. So it's temperature sensitive. But Aqua was really good about having the operator go out immediately upon us being notified of the project, and and did a very thorough inspection, and we are safe. Winter sand RFP has been issued. So it'll close on September 23rd. The splash pad, we are getting ready to winterize a lot of the town facilities. So the splash pad, I would suggest, if council agrees to it, to close it September 12th and winterize that. We ordinarily borrow the tow behind compressor from Terrace Bay to blow out the big lines on the splash pad. So that has all been arranged pending your decision here tonight.
Was that the same time, about the same time that we closed the splash pad down last year, Tam?
I think it was a little later last year, but we also had warmer temperatures.
30 degrees in September.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
Okay. Okay.
Good with that.
Yeah.
September 12th is
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're saying here, they're not taking the playground equipment out till later.
Not
It's
yet.
just the actual water piece.
Yep, we just
Okay.
want to protect the water. They'll be blowing out the sprinkler system at the ball field. I believe this week we can do that with our equipment. They're going to start working on the washrooms. The target date to have all the washrooms shut down for the winter and winterized would be October 14th. And we'll be also taking down the pavilion tent after September 25th for the barbecue. Now that has changed, actually. I apologize, because that barbecue on the September 25th is coinciding with the bus route,
That's right.
which is happening at the ball field or in the gym, depending on weather. So after the fall fair on the 14th this weekend, we're going to take it down next week, because with the big wind that we had last week has ripped the tent. So we'd like to get it down, dried out really good, and then I'd like to do some investigation on whether or not we can get it sewn up. The plans for the second propane tank at the municipal complex is underway. We have the electrician running the additional power outlets to power the heating blankets, and Sergeant will be here the end of September to install the second tank. I think we're up to, at the time of that I wrote this report, we had removed 6 spares from the municipality, but I think we're up to 11 now. So he continues to move his trap around town to keep relocating these spares.
I've talked to lots of local residents who have started electing not to put their garbage even out for the garbage truck, just to take it to the dump themselves. But I know everyone's being really careful because these bear sightings are just numerous.
Yeah, and we're not the only municipality that has had issues. The M&R has issued a fact sheet to help residents in different municipalities learn what's an emergency, what's not an emergency. But as residents, we do have a responsibility to make sure that there's no food for the bear to get into. If he gets food, a bear's being bear, he'll come back.
Yeah.
So just a really good reminder to keep our yards clean. If you have an apple tree, get them picked, cleaned up. Get all the attractants out of your yard so that you don't have any issues. We have the Simcoe plant is ready to be turned on the end of September, 1st of October. We'll be building ice the first 2 weeks of October, and we should be skating by October 14th.
And is that the same as we did last year, Tim?
I would argue yes, but after the mayor said that I was wrong, I went back and looked, and he was right. It was the end of October that we had ice in last year.
Do we know from user groups the early ice is going to be a benefit?
Yeah, Flane's booked a tournament
Beautiful.
around it, so.
Any questions?
Can you talk to me about the 2011 International?
Did I miss that? Sorry. Yeah, so we have the dump truck. It's currently at Mill Road in Terrace Bay waiting for safety. We expect to have it in the shop this week to have the safety done. We're gonna coordinate the emissions testing at the same time with the plow truck and have the dump truck done at the same time. So at this point, we are expecting that we will have to replace the tires on the dump truck. However, it was sold to us with the understanding that there was 80% tread left on the front tires, 50% tread left on the back. So the dealership has committed to paying the 80 and 50% on the quote.
That's the place, that's the dealership we purchased it from.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Other than that, after talking with Tony, we don't expect anything too serious out of the inspection.
So other than the tires, that's the only thing that's gonna be required for this thing to have safety.
He hasn't gotten into it yet, but
Oh,
that is
okay.
his anticipation that
Okay.
he felt it was a good truck. He has done a test drive with it. There was an issue with the turbo, but it was just a clamp, so we replaced the clamp, and it's running like a top.
Good.
A lot of rumors flying around about that truck. $15,000, needed a new turbo, needed a third axle, $40,000.
Really?
This town is atrocious for it. I don't know where the rumors started, but it don't matter.
Well, this is good. This is good news. That if it only needs tires and they're willing to cover a percentage of it, it's not a bad deal.
I took it upon myself. I went down and seen Tony today, and Tony's very confident with the truck, and
well, it's a 2011 with very little hours on it.
I'll probably have it in tomorrow.
Okay. So then, once that's done, you can get a safety, plate it, and she's ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Part of the safety is it's not part of the safety. It is part of the requirement to get a plate for it.
Yes.
To get the emissions test. So once Tony's done with the safety, we'll have DNA. They have a mobile unit.
Yeah.
He'll come to town. I'll get both trucks done at the same time, so I'm not paying 2 travel trips. And we'll be ready to renew the plates on the plow truck and get plates for this international.
Now, even with the cost of the tires partially covered, the difference, I'm thinking is going to be, I'm not sure what it will be, whatever it is. Whatever it comes out to be. Can we take that out of operations tab? Do we have enough skinny left there?
This truck is replacing the Sterling.
Yeah.
And we were already over budget on the Sterling. By $8,000, I believe.
Okay, no, but listen, we're underspent on the new half-ton.
Oh, absolutely.
So we would have room there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we saved $30,000 on the half-ton.
No harm, no foul, right?
And the guys are very happy with that half-ton.
And no real hard offers on the 2000 Sterling, eh?
Well, not yet. That closes tomorrow.
Okay.
So we had the staging on September 2nd, where people could come and look at the equipment. And we're expecting, the bid opportunity closes tomorrow.
Okay.
So if there are no bids received tomorrow by the deadline, then we might want to consider putting the equipment on Gov Deals.
Just to see.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There was some interest in the dump truck, but it was pretty low price.
Right.
So I think we should try Gov Deals first.
Okay. Excellent.
I think make sure that the person that's interested in it and knows that it's going to be going on Gov Deals.
Yep. Okay.
So yes, we don't lose that one person at least. Okay. Fair.
Any other questions?
Okay.
Okay, Director of Operations, Good Energy Solutions.
So this is a follow-up report to the delegation that we heard tonight. So I've included the work orders for each of the buildings. So essentially, what you really need to understand is that if you choose to do all of the lights and switch all of the lights to the LED, there is a cost component to that, and I've got a spreadsheet attached there. And then, but you're also going to be saving in electricity. That's what you have to decide, or at the very minimum, do we take advantage of the $3,000 per building and get as many fixtures changed over as we can for that $3,000? Or do we wait until 2026 budget to see if we can fit the entire project in?
So if you did 3,000 in each building now, you wouldn't be entitled to go back again next year.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, you've got to make a decision on which way you're going to go now.
We can make the decision in 2026?
We,
I don't think so, no.
no, he needs to get the equipment ordered so that we take advantage of the price of the fixtures right now and the rebates offered on those fixtures.
Right.
I would recommend talking to the other two municipalities and see how their experience was and what they went with.
Yeah,
Just to
check them
see
out.
if there was actually a savings.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The other thing is too, in the meantime, you might want to think about this. The medical center and the municipal complex, if you went with just the free, it would be free, right? But if you did the arena and the recreation center and did option one and spent more money, just, and it bars talking to another group, I get it, but you'd be looking at $15,836.95 to actually get all the lights changed, just in the arena and the rec center. And just an FYI, recreation and arena centers, those repairs would be OCIF eligible. So you could use a very small portion of next year's OCIF money to cover that $15,800. And really, in fact, it would have no impact to taxation whatsoever.
So can we stack the
I
OCIF
looked.
with this program?
I looked.
Okay.
It's a thought. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying if you wanted to, because it looks to me, when I look at the arena and the rec center, that's where your big savings seem to come from. Like the $2,000 a year savings, that's the two buildings that get hit with a big savings. So I'm not saying you have to, but I'm just saying it's thought. Or we can just go $3,000, do the free stuff, and not spend another cent. You know.
Yeah, Marlene?
I was gonna say, I have eligible categories of roads, bridges, water, wastewater, and asset management planning.
So when I looked at are you looking at federal gas tax or OCIF?
OCIF, from
OCIF.
Joseph.
Yeah, OSIF, I looked and saw that renovations to sports, like recreation and arenas, could be eligible expenses.
Okay, I'll send an email to him to
Yeah,
ask.
specific.
Because we were asking about another potential project,
Mhm.
the mayor had asked. And that's what he came back with, his roads, what did I say, roads, water, wastewater,
Yeah.
And
Bridges.
asset management.
bridges, and
Yeah.
asset management.
Yep, take a look.
Yeah, because we had asked about another one, and
Yeah.
I'm surprised when you're saying.
Mm-hmm. But it had,
But I know gas tax, federal gas tax would be, recreation would be in there.
okay. So maybe it's federal gas stuff I'm thinking and not OCIF, though I'm pretty sure I looked up OCIF. But I just thought, just for those two, and I'm not saying you have to, you might just want to take $3,000 free and run with it.
So when do you need a decision on this, Tammy?
Well, what I would do is, if the direction is to call other municipalities to find out what
Yeah,
their savings
That's a good
is,
idea.
I would come back to you next meeting with a follow-up report.
Okay.
Then everybody just look at and come up with something.
Okay.
I'll give you their contacts and numbers.
Yeah. And Mary, you want to double check into that, but I'm sure it was OCIF I looked at.
Oh, it's roads, bridges, water, wastewater, asset management planning.
If you'll just have a look, and maybe but either way, we do have money in federal gas tax next year as well, that we haven't pre-spent.
No, because you're gonna be using it for your, ESA.
Dear,
ESA, that was the report.
I thought we were using 24, 25.
Right.
Yeah,
But not the 26.
I'm saying using 26, because we hadn't committed any funds yet.
Yeah.
You don't have to, I'm just saying it's just a thought. Food for thought. Because it just seems changing all those bulbs out in the arena and the rec center seemed to be that you were saving tons of money.
Those are the buildings that are the big,
Yeah,
power
Just, you know.
sockets, yeah.
but you can take 3,000 free and run with it too.
And are they different than what we did in 2019 with the LED lighting? So in 2019, we did the arena water and the wastewater lighting,
Well,
Yeah,
Into the
you didn't go-
hallways.
but
of
not
the
the
arena.
hallway. So this is just the
ice
hallway.
service, yeah.
And if there's still T12s in there, this program would be one because it is a big difference.
And in this building last year, we did the inner L lighting.
Yes, you did.
So that is not part of what this is then.
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
No, I don't,
It's
when I
the
looked at
rest of the
the,
building.
look at
Yeah.
the list of the
They
lights
were
on the
here and they
municipal.
audited,
Yeah.
what fixtures needed to be
Yeah.
changed.
But yeah, certainly follow the CAO and I would double check, yeah.
Yeah, come back to
Yeah.
the report next
Okay.
meeting there, and in the meantime, we can take a look. Okay, number 8. Sludge drying.
So we had an inspector from the MECP come and conduct an inspection on our land use permit out at the Terrace Bay landfill. And that's the area that we use for staging the bagged sludge from our wastewater plant. You'll see in my report that our ECA issued, of course, many moons ago. It has only 3 stipulations, 3 conditions listed, none of which indicates that we are required to place the bags in the land use area for dewatering. The inspector felt that it was a health and safety concern that we're handling the bags more often to stage them and then move them again. So she indicated that we may be able to put the bags, dewatered bags from the plant straight onto the Terrace Bay landfill pile. It goes right into the garbage. The only thing she wasn't sure about is if it required an amendment to their ECA. However, she also indicates that with the expansion going on, proposed expansion going on for the Terrace Bay landfill, that they would be upgrading or amending the ECA anyways. So that would be the time to include this in that. But all in all, the report was good. There was just question on whether or not it was still required. And I've included the report.
The report.
Yeah.
Okay, both sides are well aware of this, and they're talking tomorrow. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just, that was my note, just if that would be for talks from further on.
I mean, if they got any questions about it, they can go in and talk
Yeah.
to you tomorrow morning before they're.
Yeah,
Perfect.
seems
That
pretty
would be my
self-explanatory, yeah.
suggestion.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Surplus foot care chair.
Oh yeah, I do have one more report. I thought it was done. So as you all are aware, the Beatty Brothers donated that spa chair that we are using for the foot care services. It has been extremely well received. It's working really well. It's been in use now for approximately 5 months, and clients like it, and the foot care nurse likes it. So we're golden with that. That leaves the old foot care chair that we were using. we've had it in storage for the last 5 months. Now that we're confident that this chair is going to work for us, we'd like to surplus the old foot care chair. We purchased it from Amazon December 6, 2023, and we paid $1,100 for it. The hospital is looking for a chair like this to provide foot care and some treatment. I can't think of the right word. Sorry, PT for their senior members in the long-term care. So it's the seniors, our senior committee here, indicated that if council was okay with it, they would like to donate the chair to the hospital for their foot care program. A lot of our members planned in Terrace Heights, so they thought it was just playing it forward.
Okay.
Right.
So,
I totally agree with that, because, I mean, we got the chair donated to us. Who knows, maybe it's one of us that are gonna be in there.
You just wanna check your grant, cause I do believe that there
Thank you
is
very
a limit
much.
on your, because it was funded through the ministry, that there's a limit on what you do with your assets.
That's
And I thought,
Okay.
I thought it was 5 years, but it could be 7.
that was
I think
my,
it's-
yeah, that was my only concern, was to confirm that this chair was not purchased using grant dollars.
It was through the special grant, I do believe.
Because if
No.
you,
Are you
It
sure?
was not. It was, we paid for it through her regular programming GL.
double check that, girls, because if it's purchased through a grant, you probably cannot get rid of the asset.
No, you have
It
to.
normally is
Well,
5
you have
years.
to, you also have to remember that, right, it's not just, even, so if it's not through the special grant, if it wasn't purchased through the special grant, it was purchased through normal senior funding, right, we report on the whole entire department. Right, so their money, if they give you 50,000, we have to spend 100,000 at a
Right.
minimum for that program.
But I think you could probably jiggle it with the barbecue money. How that offsets?
Yeah, but
Because this is not a lot of money.
No, but you also still report on that money.
That's
too.
right. But
And-
that money, I think, takes them way over the 100 grand.
Yeah.
So there's less restrictions with
Well,
that
you report
part.
on every dollar in
Mhm.
there. But, and if you are going to agree with the recommendation, you do have to not just say that it's surplus, but it's surplus and to be donated.
Yes.
You want to clarify that in the recommendation.
Yeah. So I think just double, that was my only concern, was that we hadn't used grant money to pay for it, because that makes things very sticky. Because we don't just bought it in 2023.
Yeah.
But I'm with the mayor, if it hasn't been bought with grant and you can surplus it, then I would say, my thought is surplus it and donate it. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm with the mayor.
Yeah, 100%, because
Yeah, especially to their long-term care.
Mhm.
But just do me that favor and double check.
the more we do it, like even the program coming up on the 25th is for that.
Yeah.
I mean, the more for this area, the better. The more for that hospital, and the long-term care, the better.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
The only other thing I might mention is if it is eligible and you can donate it, if you could market that donation maybe from maybe the mayor and the senior active living coordinator, or do you know what I mean? Like make some kind of a
Mm-hmm.
post or
From
what
PR,
yeah, if you can. Yeah.
Okay, the Recreation and Festivals Committee meeting minutes, June 11th and July 9th.
Physical therapy.
Okay, so I wasn't there, for those meetings.
I was at the July 9th one, and it was just making sure ducks were in a row for Heritage Days. On the July 9th one, you could see that under, and most of the discussion was under Heritage Days.
Are there any questions by council?
Well, under Heritage Days, it said the senior centers will not be barbecuing during the adult bocce ball, but they did.
Yeah, I guess that was the information at the time.
Oh, okay, huh? Okay.
At that time, they did not want to, so we were trying to think of
I don't
how to do this.
I don't think they wanted to when it happened.
Okay, well, at the time, yeah.
But no, they didn't.
But I guess they ended up doing it, yeah.
Is that meeting still going tomorrow night?
It's a good question. Councilor Bryson, is that meeting still go tomorrow night?
As far as I know, it is.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any different.
I also haven't seen any replies
It's gonna depend on quorum, yeah.
saying either they can or can't come, so I don't know.
I intend on being there, but if you can fire me off a message sometime tomorrow, I'm going up to Thunder Bay to pick up a cat.
Okay.
But I intend to be back. I
Just one?
intend to be back by 6.
The last email was
Just one cat?
to let him Evan know if you're available, and no one's, unless they've replied just individually, there's been no reply all to say if they were available or not.
There has been no reply.
Oh, okay, so there you go.
Okay.
So I don't know what Evan's intentions are.
Yeah, I'll ask
I
tomorrow.
have every intention of trying to be back, or of being back by 6 in case something happens. So. Okay.
And the other thing I'd say, I like the idea of following up on Heritage Days, and just to see what you did right and what you did wrong. I think it went very well. I think there were certainly some problems around volunteers, but maybe that's something that you look forward to change to next year.
Mhm.
And just another question, because you were at the July meeting, do you have any sense from talking to the committee when they expect to have a Heritage Days budget?
Well, when
Like a
there
report?
was no budget presented at that meeting,
Oh, okay, hon. Okay, never mind.
so
So it's probably a little while yet.
I would assume
Okay.
hopefully soon.
Okay.
I'm not sure. If Marlene might know.
I don't have a timeline. No one has said anything to me about that they are.
About money.
I would think that most expenses, like MasterCard is usually the last
Mhm.
invoices that come in, because that would not be, but August's MasterCard was posted, so.
Okay.
You should be.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure how.
So it's probably coming.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the dance group knows how much money they may get or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay, I made note of that.
Okay.
Rhonda.
Number 11, Recreation Program Report, Canada Day Reconciliation.
Okay, so, Evan provided, his report, his monthly update to council. I'm not gonna read it word for word. There's just a lot of events that were listed,
It's excellent he's been contacted by the CBC though.
yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, the little movie that the kids made was
Yeah.
amazing.
That's awesome.
So everybody's kind of looking forward to the sequel, I guess, part 2.
That's quite the list of activities, like,
Yeah.
if they were all, did he do all these things? Like, that's impressive,
Yeah.
just the list they came up with, so.
Yeah.
For the
And
seed program, right?
Yeah, that's excellent.
for the Canada Day reconciliation, there's $2,267 that will be returned that was not spent out of
Okay.
the 6,000 that we were awarded.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
No.
I'm just gonna hold on.
So
Thanks for the Canada Day report.
we'll move on to the Fire Department Activity Report now. Did John talk to you, Ron?
He said there was nothing exciting in these, but if council did have questions, that we could pose them to him, throughout the week. He's at FireCon.
Oh, okay.
Starting tomorrow, so he couldn't be here.
Right today.
Nice. Nice. I'll leave this with you too. I don't need answers to this right away. It's just some questions on the decrease in some of the numbers
Mhm.
that we're reporting for the responses by emergency type. Just, I mean, year-to-date total to the end of April was 22, and last year was 29. I was just hoping that he could actually give us some input, but even if he does it next meeting, that's fine, Rhonda.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, none. Okay, we'll move on to Schreiber Water Wastewater Monthly Operation Report.
So this report reflects the July numbers, and everything, like all the numbers look good. The sludge wasting has been phenomenal at the wastewater plant. It's going very well. And you'll see the update on the maintenance performed. So far, we've had the annual extinguisher inspection. They've done the filter 1 positioner, the filter 2 actuator. We have done the backflow preventing service already. We're just waiting to get the compressor inspection done this month. So everything seems to be on track.
And I know we had the budget variance report at the last meeting, so I'm probably gonna ask a question that's redundant, but the amount of money spent on chemicals, are you on budget, Tam?
So far, yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
When do we quit?
End of October.
End of October, okay.
You were gonna ask about chlorinating the wastewater?
Okay, we'll move on, yes.
Okay. Just making sure I was answering the right
Yeah.
question.
Moving on to Committee of the Whole.
Communications.
No, we
No?
just finished committee of whole.
Communications, what am I, I'm looking, okay, communications, sorry. Thank you card from Brady. Number 3.
Yeah, both Brady and Zoe, I suspect are both in school.
Yeah.
So number 1's looking for a name.
I know.
So,
Yeah, do we do this? I keep forgetting these. Do we do this, or does the
Well-
Senior Active Living Center do it?
We don't
yeah,
do it.
we don't do this one.
We don't do this one?
No, we do the Senior of the Year award.
Yeah.
Oh,
So is this something that the senior center is aware of?
I'm not sure.
Maybe I can talk to Kathy about it,
This,
see if she has a name and.
okay. Yeah, I'll bring this forward. Okay.
Okay, there,
number 2, you want to support that?
yeah.
NOMA's, or the fact that like NOMA's doing it, like it looks to me like they're looking for support, no?
I think it's
Or is it just telling us?
information.
Just information.
Just
Just
information?
information.
Yeah, just, they're just telling us what they're up to.
What they're up to? Okay.
And they're supporting other
Right on.
AMO, Roma, ONOM, and EOWC, not sure what that is, but they're just telling us that they're using their cloak to
To, okay,
move this forward, so.
excellent. Making highway safer.
Move on to the next then, we'll move on, no unfinished business. And other business, the ACC membership renewal.
With Southern Chamber of Commerce.
What do we normally do?
We did it last year. I only checked for last year. And the price has gone up $5.
Yeah, we did it last year.
Mhm.
We did,
I would approve keeping our registration with the Aquasaugan Chamber of Commerce. I don't know how you guys feel.
Yeah, I think we should try to stay involved.
Okey-doke.
it's not gonna hurt us.
I agree.
Okay,
Select.
so resolution 291. 291. -25, moved by Councilor McGrath, second by Councilor Morrow, that the closed meeting resume at this time to discuss the minutes of the August 12th, 2025 and August 21st, 2025 closed session and personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees. All those in favor? Carried. So that's the end of our open session.